Coach, preseason, I know you guys don't put much thought to preseason polls and picks and things like that, but being second in the conference has to be nice, at least a little validation for the program.
Well, I don't know about validation. It's to me, preseason polls are usually a result of how you finish the year before and then how many stars you have back. And I guess they throw that into a shaker and come up with whatever numbers they do. But it's really all I know is we haven't won a game yet this year, and flashing back to last year, it was pretty tough to win that first one. So that's about as far as we have to look down the road, I think.
About Tyler Sash today, another watch list for him, and just all the preseason awards that your guys have won or have been listed for.
Yeah, we have some guys returning, certainly seniors and juniors, Tyler being a junior, that have played very well and really done a nice job in their careers, and we're counting on all those players to play their best football this coming year. And a big part of our focus beyond that, obviously, is replacing guys that we lost. Guys like Pat Anger, AJ Eads, to name two, or a guy like Tony Moyaki. The senior leadership we got last year, the production those guys gave us, and so that guys like Tyler and our seniors really have to step it up, because we did lose some outstanding players. And then the second phase of that is our younger players are we've got voids to fill right now, so they've really got to step it up too.
Do you know anything about divisions right now? Have you been told about anything?
Not at all. No, I've seen probably like all of us, seen a couple different scenarios, and it's going to be interesting. I assume we're going to make some ground on that today, maybe concluded. I don't even know that, but I know the athletic directors are going to meet today, and they're certainly a little bit more qualified to do that than any of us. But I have seen the criteria, and I think at the end of the day, I'm sure it's going to be interesting. It'll be different no matter what happens. It's going to be different, and that's part of expansion. But I think once everybody settles into it, I think this is going to be a positive development for the league.
Do you have a preference?
No, it doesn't matter, because we'll take whatever they give us. But all I know is that our league's going to get more competitive. I think we've added a tremendous institution in all regards, and to me, all I foresee is a tougher, more competitive conference, and probably not unlike when Penn State joined. And I think it's healthy. I think it's good for us, and it's a positive in all ways.
Would you like an end of the season game with Nebraska?
I haven't thought that far about. I imagine we're going to end up in the same. I would think we're going to be in the same division or conference, however they qualify it. But however it goes, that's we'll see what happens.
Are there teams that you would like to make sure you play every year, and if so, which are they?
Oh, yes and no. I mean, common sense would say yeah, but it just, again, when we're going through, a process here, it's going to be different. Expansion is going to cause things to be different than they've been the last 10 or 11 years, at least what I'm familiar with. And, it may seem a little different or unusual whenever we settle in, but we'll all get used to it. And I think in the long run, again, it's going to be, it's going to be a positive for us.
How's the team's health and academics, all that kind of stuff?
Academically, as far as I know, we're doing fine. Everything wrapped up last week. I think I'm correct in saying that. So not expecting any bad news. You never know. And then secondly, health-wise, I think we're, as far as major stuff, we're really in pretty good shape. The only setback we had, and I can't remember when it was. I think it might have been in May, it might have been May, or maybe it was in June. I don't know. But Ross Peterson had an injury similar to what Julian Vandervelde had last year, but not as severe. So he'll be ready to go. We may have to hold him out of contact for a week or two in camp, but I think otherwise he'll be ready to go.
Have you figured out the penalties for a couple of your players?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, really, the only announcement, we'll have two one-game suspensions served. Broderick Benz and Joel Hampton are both going to serve a game suspension. They've all, gone through other steps, certainly behind the scenes, including counseling, community service, that type of thing. And still, I'll have more for them during the course of camp. And then anybody that's suspended has community service during that time as well. So, but once we get past that, I anticipate us moving forward and not looking back.
Are you still looking at A.J. Derby as a quarterback? There's been some.
We are. No, we are. He's a tremendous athlete. I think we certainly saw that in the spring. And we were very impressed with the ground that he gained. As a quarterback, I thought in 15 workouts he really did a nice job. He's hardly ready to play right now, and that's fine, because I think we've got a couple guys that are ready to go. So he's got a little time to develop, and our plans are to keep him there, unless he would come to us and say he wants to do something else. And he could jump on a lot of our special teams, I think, right now without even thinking about it, and do pretty well. But I don't foresee that happening right now.
Do you have any freshmen that you for sure aren't going to redshirt?
Not that far ahead yet. It's too early. It's too early. We'll just kind of see what happens in camp, and whenever we meet, probably after that whenever it is we meet, and I guess that first scrimmage, I'll have a little better idea where we're at that point.
When you've been out on the banquet circuit, your fan reaction to having Nebraska in the league?
I think it's been positive. I think everything's been positive, and for going back 11 years, people are always asking about playing Nebraska in our non-league schedule, and my timing hasn't been the greatest. I think we were about 115th or 18th in 1999. We got to open up with them. They were like second or third, and the next year it wasn't much different. So, our timing personally hasn't been very good, but it's going to happen now. I would assume we'll be in the same division or conference, and I think that's going to be a healthy thing.
Have you heard anything about the potential of the Wisconsin game not being an every year thing?
I really haven't.
It's really been kicked around.
Yeah, I really haven't. Again, I think anything's possible. I mean, it's possible Nebraska and I won't be in the same division, but whatever ends up happening, whatever changes there are, it's just part of expansion, I guess. And I've never been through this either, so but I think you look around and just college football has certainly changed in 30 years' time, and it's going to change here, obviously, in the very near future for us. And again, we'll get settled in, and I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a healthy thing for everybody.
Do you have a preference on 8-game schedule, 9-game conference schedule, or?
And I always thought everybody did it like the Big 12, but I guess the SEC does it differently. I don't know. I haven't really paid close attention to it. It seems like 2 6-team divisions would work, and then you just play your division and then go 3-3. Home and home and rotate through, but I haven't really paid much attention because I'm not going to have any input anyway, so we'll just wait and see. I don't have a preference.
Coach, there's been a lot of talk at other conferences, media days, about agents infiltrating college football and the problems they can provide for schools. Do you think it's as big a problem as it's being made out to be right now? And also, what does Iowa do to make sure that doesn't happen at the?
Yeah, I can't tell you how big it is, made out to be, because it's certainly been talked about a lot. But I think it's a long-standing issue, certainly. And if you just do the simple math on it, there are more. And this is going back a few years ago. A few years back, it was over 2,000 agents that were registered, and there's only 1,600 players in the NFL. At least at that time there was. So you do the simple math on that. It's not a good equation, and it's always been an issue in my mind. And certainly, it's like everything else. We just try to do as much as we can aggressively to be sure that we're educating our players and their families as to what the dangers are. And, it doesn't take much. I mean, players can't accept anything. It's pure and simple. And ultimately, the players have to understand it. Their families have to understand that. And, they hopefully choose to abide by those rules. And it's, it's just, but it's out there. And it's a concern, I think, for anybody in coaching. If you're not, you're living in a cave if you're not worried about it.
Coach, is Coach Norm Parker, is he going to be with you on? Have you heard any retirement or any talk from him?
Just about 15 minutes ago, somebody mentioned he had announced he's retiring at the end of the year, and I was a little upset because I was hoping he'd tell me maybe before the media. But and I saw Norm last week. He's fired up, ready to go, and I think he's ready for camp. Excited about it. Excited about this year, and he's never indicated any thoughts of quitting, but. At some point he's going to, just like I will at some point too, but he's never indicated that. He loves doing it. He's got a great passion for it, and I'd be very, very surprised if it's in his near future, but I don't know. I guess maybe it's something out there on the chat boards or whatever. I don't know, but chat rooms, message boards, whatever. Anyway, but
you got it. That's
okay, help me out.
That way.
Okay, but anyway, it's he's ready to go for the season, and probably the only thing I would say is he'll probably coach from the press box this year. And as I mentioned to him the other day, it seemed to work pretty good down in Miami, and at the end of the season. So, it looks like it works for me. So, I think he's ready to go.
How's his health right now?
Going for 6 in a row, Big Ten. Is that good for the Big Ten?
I don't know if it's good for it, but that's a reality. And I just go back to my time. My first association with the league was in '81. I was going for 9 years. 3 of those in Maine. I was kind of out of touch there. But when I was in the NFL, I watched the Big Ten and. Really the reality of it is over that almost 30-year period, they've had as good a players as anybody, and they've been as well coached as anybody, and they've got a real good thing going right now. So that's the way it is. Prior to '81, it was 13 straight years, 2 teams, and then I was able to break through. So I think that's been one of the great things of our league. If you look back since '81, all but 2 teams have played in the Rose Bowl. That's healthy, and it's good for the league competitively, but. it's everybody else's job to try to unseat those guys, and they've done a tremendous job, and that's a real credit to them.
How's Norm's health been
Good.
this summer?
Yeah, good. He's he did his hiatus up in Michigan. He's still he's diabetic, and that's not going to go away. It's not going to change. But he like I said, he won't be on his feet a lot. We're going to try to really be guarded with him. And I told him years ago, I hope he coaches till he's 80. I'll drive him if I have to drive him to the practice field. I'll drive him if they take his license away. But I think he's just ready to go. He's fired up.
How exciting is the game at Wrigley Field between Illinois and Northwestern from the league standpoint, and what does it mean for the league as a whole?
I got to be honest, I haven't really thought a lot about it, and I just haven't thought much about it. So it's an honest answer. It's probably not a good answer, but an honest one. It's a great place to watch baseball. I've enjoyed that. Didn't get there this year, but I've enjoyed it. Well, yeah, I'm not going to go down that road. How about I grew up in Pittsburgh, so what am I going to say, right?
Is that it, guys?